saying are you good? All right. Questions for Coach Collins?
Well, the third quarter was kind of the difference. 14 turnovers, 21-7. I mean, outside of that, the other three quarters pretty well, but
yeah,
that one quarter, that one stretch is kind of different.
And that's kind of where we've been every game, is trying to survive our own turnovers and making sure that we're able to get the ball into good spots and get good shots. And it's not one person, it's everybody. And it's fundamental errors, trying to throw passes off a dribble and not coming to jump stops. And so we keep working on those things, and obviously we have to continue to work on those fundamentals. And so it's hard to win when you're in the 40s. It's hard to get out of the 40s if you've got 20 plus turnovers. That's a lot of shots that you're not getting. And so if we didn't even cut that to half, like just cut 8, just get 8 more shots. And but that's our biggest problem. And it's not just Tia, Schelling, and Lola Bond. Tonight they had 2 turnovers apiece, and they've played games. They played 30 minutes. It's everybody. It's all across the board, and we've just got to keep working on making good decisions, not doing rushed and hurried up and pressured things, and things that just don't work.
Still, with the way you played before, you gave yourself a chance. It just feels like, even though it's 8 games in, it feels like it's still kind of a learning process, and you've got players out there that are still trying to figure this out at this level in those situations.
Yeah, and we've got some new kids, and we've got some transfers that are new kids, but none of the kids that we have on the floor, except for Zophie Telegdi, played anything significant last year. And so they're all learning, and I'm proud of kids like, Tori James has stepped in and playing hard, and Maya Pratcher's doing well and getting her trying to stay under control a little bit better. And so, we're learning, and even in the wins, we've talked about what do we learn. And the one thing that keeps, the 3 things we've talked about is play defense, rebound, and take care of the ball. That's it. Play defense, rebound, and take care of the ball. We don't even talk about that you have to make shots. We're trying to make sure if we take care of the ball, we get shots. And so right now, we're doing a decent job for the most part, playing defense. We're not always great, and that third quarter we had to get Silva out of there because they were spreading us out and hitting threes, and we were really late getting out there to them, and that's my fault. I should have taken a timeout sooner. I kept thinking we were going to realize that they were spreading us out and move a little more quickly, and we just didn't. And so we got a little faster lineup in that fourth quarter, and that helped. And so that's my fault. I should have done that way sooner. And so we did that, but then we just continued to turn the ball over. And sometimes it's seniors turn the ball over too. And so you expect those players to kind of be a little more poised and under control, but when you haven't been in that role, it feels different. And so I think some of them are learning what the pressure of that moment, how to stay calm and how to be poised in that position and not feel rushed. And so, and we work every day, almost every day, on shot clock situations, and we still have a hard time just recognizing what's on the clock and what needs to happen. And so that's still youth, even though they're not young players, they're not experienced players. And so we just have to continue to work and try to get to where we're better in January and able to compete in March.
And everybody goes through the health thing too, but obviously, your depth is taking a hit right now with both Trinity down and, Osama doesn't play again tonight. That's 2 people you could have probably used down the stretch. Feels like maybe you're getting closer to getting back to health, but still right now you're kind of battling that too.
Yeah, that helps, but we're not used. Everybody has injuries, and I've mentioned this before. One of our thoughts for the day that we've talked about was don't complain about not getting an opportunity, and then when you get it, you're not ready. And so we've got some players that wanted this, but maybe we weren't prepared for this. And so Trinity makes us better because she has experience and she has a high basketball IQ. And so she recognizes situations. And even I was proud of how the girls fought back. We got down 10. We had a timeout. There was 4 minutes and 42 seconds on the clock. And I said, listen, we're down 10. We're not down 100. And we got 4 minutes in this quarter, so let's get it down to 5. Get stops, get rebounds, and let's get shots. if we can get it down to 5, then we're in the ball game. And we got it to 5, and then we didn't get out on a three-point shooter, and they pushed it up to 8. And then we still fought back and got a chance in the fourth quarter, and we kept preaching, get to the basket, get to the free throw line, get to the basket, and we kept settling for the 3. And even in transition, we settled for the 3. When we're not a great three-point shooting team. We've shot a high number of threes in the past. We're not a great three-point shooting team. I want them to be confident, but we need to recognize that time and score situation. We just need to get to the basket and get to the free throw line or a layup. And so we're still learning. We just got to, wins or losses, we've got to keep focused on improving our fundamentals and understanding game situations and try to be better when we get back after Christmas and get ready for conference, and then keep improving and maybe be at our best in March.
Anything else? All right.
What is it like seeing Lola Bond, who's a walk-on at the beginning of the semester, step up and take such a big role in Trinity's absence as also a 5'4" true freshman?
That's right.
She's playing a pretty big role for being so new to the team.
Well,
what is that like to see as a coach?
I realized we were pursuing several combo guards, backup point guards, and for different reasons, those things didn't happen. So, I remembered an email and a video, and I saved those, and I went back through, and it's not the first time, and I remembered her and went back, and then I did some checking, and then I learned about, she was like all academic award in Wisconsin, and she's an all-state soccer player, so that means she can play forever and never get tired. But she's really smart. But the thing that really stood out was, regardless of her size, she was a fighter. She was, and maybe maybe all of June and July while we were here working, during practice I'd go over and I'd put my arm around her and I said, "Now, why'd I call you?" She said, "Because I'm not afraid." I said, "So stop being afraid and play." And so, and she's gotten to that point now where she's a little bit more fearless but she's still growing and getting more, but she's coming in there and giving us quality minutes. Does she always make a perfect play? No, but nobody else does either. And what she does give you is a great IQ and great effort. And more than once, you've seen her chase somebody down on defense and stop a play. And so, and she's not, she took that 3 in the corner, and for her, that was probably the right shot. Because if she drives in, she's probably not going to get a shot off. And she's still working on how to do that, but she's not ready for that. And so right now, that's probably her best shot. And I would have loved for that ball to go in for her. And so, the teammates love her. She brings great effort. If she plays 3 minutes or 30 minutes or 0 minutes, she comes in the next day and goes to work. And she gets in here and takes her shots and does her workout and knows her scout. And she represents us the way you want all players to represent WKU. And so, she's an important part of our culture. And so we want more players that are like Lola Bond. Maybe a little taller, but more players that got her heart.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Yes, Merry Christmas.